Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. We got game 2 of this 4-game series between the Yankees and Tigers, and leading off for the New York Yankees playing left field is White, batting second, playing third is Nettles, batting third, playing doing the catching is Munson, batting fourth, playing right field is Jackson, batting fifth, playing first base is Chambliss, batting sixth, playing center field is Thomason, batting seventh, doing the DH is Johnstone. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is Stanley, and batting ninth, playing second base is Doyle. And on the mound, leading them the league with 12 wins is Figueroa. And for the hometown Detroit Tigers, you have leading off playing center field LaFleur. Batting second, playing second is Whitaker. Batting third, doing the DH is Staub. Batting fourth, playing first base is Thompson. Batting fifth, playing left field is Kemp. Doing the catching is May. Batting seventh, playing right field is Cochran. Batting eighth, playing third base is Mankowski. And batting ninth, playing shortstop is Trammell. And on the mound is WILCOX. Alrighty, let's get down here to Tiger Stadium, get this game started. And Roy White to lead it off here for the Yankees, batting .253 with 2 homers and 13 RBIs. WILCOX making his 11th start of the season. He's 3-4 with a 4.33 ERA. And here's the pitch to White. And that's going to be a ground ball back to MILT. He picks it up, fires over the first, and there's 1 out. And up to bat now is Greg Nettles. Nettles is batting .314 on the year, 16 homers and 53 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty. That'll be a 3. That's going to be a hit. Greg Nettles gets aboard here with a 1 out single. And up to the plate now is Munson. And Thurman's batting .298 with 5 homers and 41 RBIs. And that's going to be a pop-up down the third. Mankowski calls for it, makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. And Reggie Jackson comes to the plate now. And Jackson batting .319 with 20 homers and 44 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty. That'll be a single into right field. And let's see. Not a very good arm out there. And Nettles not very good speed. We'll see what happens here. That'll be a single into what? Single into left field. And he's going to stay put. He'll stop at second. So now you got first and second. Chris Chambliss up. Can he give the Yankees an early lead here? Chambliss is batting .251 with 5 homers and 40 RBIs. And that's going to be against a righty, a 10. And that's going to be a single line drive in the left field. And again, Chambliss does not have great speed with 2 outs. That'll be a 35. And they're going to have to hold Nettles at third. So now you got bases loaded. And Gary Thompson up. Wait a second here. We did that wrong. Go back. I was looking at the wrong board. Undo. Got to look at the right board here. So we'll get this back here. That was an 8. We'll channel this up. A 10. That is a single in the center field. Not left. And he should score with 2 outs here. And he does. Let's see if Jackson can get down the third with 2 outs. And he will. So we'll have first and third and the Yankees up. Good thing I re-looked at that. So first and third, looked at the wrong board. Didn't flip it to first and second. So the runner on second scores. Jackson gets down the third. First and third, Gary's up. Yankees up 1-0 here in the top of the first. Gary's batting .250 on the year with no homers and 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Tomlinson. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Actually, that's a swing and a miss. He strikes Gary out. But the Yankees score 1 and take a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the first. Tigers do the bat. LaFleur, Whitaker, and Staub. LaFleur batting .306 on the year with 8 homers and 26 RBIs. And Ed Figueroa, his 15th start of the year. He's leading the major leagues with 12 wins, only 1 loss, and a 2.04 ERA. Here's the pitch to LaFleur. And right away, these Tigers are crushing these Yankees pitchers. LaFleur squares this one up right away. And that ball is hit down the third. Stanley makes a nice play, knocks it down, but won't have a throw. LaFleur's down at first with nobody out. And they're going to do a little hit and run here with Whitaker. And here's the pitch to Lou Whitaker. And that's going to be a 35 or 36. Hit and run. And the runner's going to steal second. He doesn't swing at the pitch. It's a ball. So the hit and run doesn't work, but LaFleur steals second. Now you got a runner down at second, nobody out, and the 1-0 pitch to Whitaker. And that's going to be a big strikeout. Figueroa strikes him out for out number 1. Now Staub comes to the plate. And Rusty is batting .296 on the year with 10 homers and 46 RBIs. That's going to be a fly ball out to left field. 53 and a 2 is probably fielding 3. And it is out to left field. But that's not very deep, and he'll hold there. So now you still got a runner down at second. 2 outs for Jason Thompson. Thompson's batting .345, 20 homers and 56 RBIs. And he gets this one. That's going to be against a righty, 12. And that's going to be a single into right field. And let's see here. It'll be a 52 minus a 33. And he should score easily and tie this ball game up. And he does. So a 2-out RBI single by Thompson ties this game up. So the stolen base pays off. Now Steve Kemp's up batting .329 with 8 homers and 44 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty, a 12. And that's going to be a single in center field. And Jason doesn't have great speed. See how this is going to work. 2. And a 66. They can throw him out only on a 66. And he's down there to third. So a single in the center. First and third. All this coming with 2 outs now. At Figueroa, can he get out of this inning with only 1 run scoring? And May comes to the plate batting .256 on the year with 3 homers and 19 RBIs. Here's the pitch to May. And that's going to be a base on balls. The bases are full now with Tigers. And let's see here. Corcoran's up now. Tim is batting .319 with a homer and 13 RBIs. Can Ed get out of this mess with only 1 run still? And that's going to be a fly ball out the white. That'll end the inning. The Tigers score 1, tie this ball game up, but they leave the bases loaded. And we go to the top of the second in a 1-1 game. Got the bottom part of the order due up here for the Yanks. Jay, Stone, Staley, and Doyle. And Jay is batting .429 on the year with no homers and 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Jay Stone. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Milt's got it. Tosses it over to first. And there's 1 out. Fred Stanley comes to the plate now, batting .211 with 1 homer and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And that'll be the second strikeout of the game for WILCOX. 2 up and 2 down here in the second. And Brian Doyle is batting .154 on the year with no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Trammell. Excuse me, that ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the second in a 1-1 game. Mankowski's due up, followed by Trammell and LaFleur. Fields batting .306 on the year with 3 homers and 11 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. Tigers got the go-ahead run down at first. And now you've got Trammell at the plate, batting .276, 2 homers and 15 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Figueroa strikes him out for a second strikeout of the game. Now you got LaFleur up. He singled, stole the base, and came around to score in the first. And that's going to be a lazy fly ball out the white. Now there's 2 down with the leadoff walk still at first. And Whitaker up. He's 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. And that's going to be against the righty of 15. And that is going to be a single in the right field. And that's a 2. 2 will be a 49. A 25. That'll be a 51 or lower. He's safe, and he's in there at third. So now it's first and third. 2 outs. And Rusty Staub comes to the plate. And Figueroa get out of this mess again here, folks. First and third. Rusty's 0 for 1. Flew out his first time up. Not this time. That ball is high. That ball is far. Kiss it goodbye. And it is 4-1 Tigers, folks. These Tigers are just pounding the Yankees here in Detroit. Take a 3-run lead. Nobody on. 2 outs for Jason Thompson. And Thompson is going to ground back to Ed. Ed picks it up, fires over the first, but the 3-run homer makes it a 4-1 ball game. We go to the top of the third with the top of the order due up. The Yankees got some work to do again. White, Nettles, and Munson. White is 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right. And that'll be out number 1. White Nettles comes up to the plate now. He singled and came around to score back in the first to give the Yankees at the time a 1-0 lead. And that's going to be another fly ball out the right.
Corcoran.
And Corcoran makes the play again. They might want to try hitting it somewhere else besides right field. Now there's 2 down. Thurman Munson comes to the plate. And Thurman is 0 for 1. He popped up his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And a 44 and a 4. 44 and a 4. And that's going to be an error. E5 on Mazurkowski. Munson's aboard here. Can Jackson get the Yankees back in this ball game? He singled his first time up. And that's going to be might be a single down the first. A 46 and a 3. Fielding column 2. That is going to be a single in the right field. So the Yankees now with the tying run coming to the plate. And Chris Chambliss, first and second, 2 outs. Can Chris do some damage here? If the Yankees back in this, he had the RBI single his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right fields. And that'll end the inning. The Yankees strand 2. We go to the bottom of the third. It's still a 4-1 ball game. And you've got Kemp, May, and Cochran due up. Kemp is 1 for 1 today. And that's going to be a base on balls. Leadoff batter gets aboard again here. And May comes up. Can the Yankees get a ground ball double play? May walked his first time up. And that's going to be a double. And let's see, it'll be a double into right field. Kemp, can he make it down the third? Well, make it home. Make it down the third on a double. Of course he will. Make it home on a double. And they're going to hold him up at third. So now you got second and third. The Yankees are going to have to bring the infield in. And Cochran's up now. Second and third, nobody out. Yankees already down by 3. Tim is 0 for 1. He flew out his first time up. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball out the center field, a 35 and a 2. That'll be fielding column 2. And that's going to be a single. 1 runner scores. Other the third. Misjudged fly ball. That's going to turn into a double, and both runners is going to score. Misjudges the ball. Nothing going the Yankees' way here. As Gary misjudges that one, that scores 2. And it's a 6-1 ball game, just like that. The Yankees are struggling here in Detroit. Can't get the pitching. And Mankowski comes up. He walked and scored his first time up. And he gets a hold of this. I'll be damned. Jeez, you Pete, this is ridiculous. And that's going to be a double in the right field. And that's going to score another run. And just like that, folks, it's 7-0. And Trammell comes up to the plate. And it looks like the Yankees are going to be on a 3-game losing streak. Trammell is 0 for 1. Struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. And finally out number 1. And now LaFleur comes to the plate. And Ed Figueroa is going to have to take this on the chin. They need some innings out of these starters. LaFleur's 1 for 2. He singled, scored, and stole a base. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Reggie makes the catch. And there is 2 down. Now Whitaker's up. And Lou's 1 for 2. Singled and came around to score his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Nettles. And Nettles will go over to first with the ball. And that'll end the inning. But 3 more runs score on the homer. And it's a 7-3 ball game. 7-1 ball game. we go to the top of the fourth. Thomas and Johnstone and Staley do up. Gary 0 for 1 struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Trammell. Trammell scoops it up for out number 1. Jay Johnstone comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1, grounded out his first time up. And that's going to be another ground ball. This one back to the mound. Quickly 2 down here in the top of the fourth. And the chicken Stanley's up. He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be against the righty. An 8. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. So Fred gets aboard here with a 2-out single. Can Brian keep this inning going here? Brian is 0 for 1, grounded out his first time up. And that's going to be another ground ball. Trammell's up with it. That'll end the inning. Yankees strand 1. To the bottom of the fourth we go. Big boys do up here for the Tigers. Staub, Thompson, and Kemp. And Rusty is 1 for 2 with a 3-run homer in this game. And that's going to be a -5, 10, 9. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. So Rusty gets aboard here with a leadoff single. And Jason comes to the plate. And Jason's 1 for 2 with an RBI in the game. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strike count on him. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be walking the hard way. Base on balls. On 2 rolls in Apba. Now you got first and second. Nobody out. Yankees need a double play in the worst way here. Kemp not that fleet of foot. He singled and walked and came around to score 1. And that's just what the doctor ordered, folks. The ground ball down to Brian. He's up with it over to Stanley, over to Chambliss. 4-6-3 double play. Rusty will get down the third though. Now there's 2 outs and Mays at the plate. And MILT May is 1 for 1. He's walked and doubled and came around to score in the game. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Fred. And that'll end the inning. The Tigers strand 1. We get to the top of the 5th. It's still a 7-1 game. Got the top of the order due up here. Can the Yankees make some noise and get back in this game? White, Nettles, and Munson. White's 0 for 2. And we drop the dice. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Whitaker for out number 1. Nettles comes up now. He is 1 for 2 today. Scored the only run so far for the Yankees. That's a ground ball down the third. Quickly 2 outs here in the 5th. Thurman Munson comes to the plate. Munson's 0 for 2. He did reach on an error last time up. And again, we drop the dice. And that's going to be another ground ball down to Whitaker. Yankees go down in order. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Corcoran due up, and he'll be followed by Mankowski and Trammell, the bottom third of the order. Tim is 1 for 2 with a 2 RBI double. And that'll be a 10, 12. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Another leadoff single. And Mankowski comes to the plate. He is 1 for 1. He has walked, doubled, and driven in a run. Runner down at first. Can the Yankees turn another double play? That's going to be a 26 and a 4. Should be fielding column 1. And they'll get the runner out at second, but Phil beats the relay throw at the 3-6 put out. So they can't turn the double play. And now Trammell's up with a runner at first. And Allen's 0 for 2 today. 35, that's a 39, a pitcher. I'll be fielding 1. And the runner gets picked off at first. What the hell was he thinking? Leading by 6. Nice job by Figueroa. Picks him off. Now there's 2 outs. Nobody on for Trammell. And Trammell's 0 for 2, like we said. And then that's going to be a single in left field. So Trammell's aboard here now with 2 outs. And of course, he gets a hit after the runner gets picked off, right? And now LaFleur's up 1 for 3 today with a stolen base. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on LaFleur. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be popped up. Munson takes the mask off, makes the catch. And that'll win the 5th. And the Tigers strand 1. We go to the top of the 6th. And a 7-1 ball game. Reggie's due up, followed by Chambliss and Thomason. Reggie is 2 for 2 today. Can he keep it up? Nope. That's going to be a ground ball down to Whitaker for out number 1. Here's Chambliss comes to the plate. Chambliss is 1 for 2 with an RBI. And that's going to be a 10. That's a space hit in the left field. Chambliss gets aboard here with a 1-out single. They're running out of outs. They need to make some noise here with runners on. Gary's 0 for 2 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Whitaker. 32 and a 7. That'll be fielding column 2. And they'll get the runner out at second on a 4-6 put out. Now there's 2 downs. The runner still at first for Jay Stone. And JJ's 0 for 2. He is grounded back to WILCOX twice. And that's going to be a ground ball. Can that get through the hole here? 26 and a 3. Probably not. Nope. That's going to be a nice play down there at first. Thompson fires over to second, and they'll get the out. Yankees strand another one. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Yankees trailing by 6. 2, 3, 4 hitters due up here in the 6th. Whitaker, Staub, and Thompson. Whitaker is 1 for 3 today. And that's going to be a pace on balls. Again, the leadoff batter gets aboard here. Rusty Staub will come to the plate. He's 2 for 3 with a 3-run homer today. Singled his last time up. And that's going to beat 40. The team 8, 10, 15, 15, 23, 34, 37, 38, 39. And that isn't a pass ball. It'll be a rare play. A rare play on a 40. A runner at first, a 25. 25 and a 40. 6. That's hit out to center field. Gary's out there today. 45 and a 2. Most likely. It's going to be a fielding 2, and it is. And that's going to be a double to center, runner to third. And he's not an S runner, so that's going to be a double in the center. As Gary couldn't get to it. Now we got second and third. Again, the Yankees going to have to bring the infield in. With runners in second and third and nobody out. And Jason Thompson's up. Can Ed Figueroa get a big strikeout here? That's what he needs. And a 62, he gets it. Strikes out Jason. Nice job by Ed here. Now there's 1 down. Kemp's up. Kemp is 1 for 2. He did ground into a 4-6-3 double play his last time up. It's going to be a fly ball in the center field. 26. That'll be fielding column 1. And that'll be 46. Whitaker probably going to score here. A 30. They're going to try to throw Whitaker out at the plate. It'll be a 56 or lower. And he's in there. Staub will get down to third on the sacrifice fly. And now you got 2 outs and a runner down at third, and now an 8-1 ball game. And May steps to the plate, and May, he is 1 for 2 with a single in this game. Sorry, a double in this game. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Fred. He'll fire over to first, and that'll end the inning. But the Tigers score another run, make it 8-1 as we go to the top of the 7th. You got Stanley, Doyle, and then back to the top of the order in White. And Fred is 1 for 2 today with a single. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Wilcox strikes him out. It's only his 3rd strikeout of the game. Brian Doyle comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He is grounded out twice. And that's going to be a rare play, a 36 and a 36. And that's going to be a ball 1. So he falls behind on Brian. Can he take advantage of it here? Here's the pitch to Doyle. And that's going to be another rare play, a 61 and a 36. And that's going to be hit down the third. And Mankowski's down there. And that's going to be a throwing error. Pulls the first baseman off the bag. Brian's going to get aboard here with an E5. So the Yankees got a runner on and 1 out. Roy White comes to the plate. And White is 0 for 3 today. Can he do something here? Get the Yankees going. Nope, that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. He's going to spin around. Nope, he's going to get a swing and a miss is what he's going to get. Strikes him out. So White strikes out. Nettles is up. And Nettles is 1 for 3 today. And that's going to be a pop-up down the third. And that'll end the inning. The Yankees strand 1. We go to the 7th inning stretch and an 8-1 ball game. This will probably be Ed's last inning here. Corcoran due up. Mankowski and Trammell, the bottom third of the order. Tim is having a hell of a game. He is 2 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs. And that's a fly ball out the left field. Out number 1. And Mankowski's up. He's 1 for 2 with a double and an RBI in this game. And that's going to be against the lefty, righty. That's going to be a base hit in the left field. So Fields aboard here with a 1-out single. Can they get Alan Trammell to ground into a double play? He is struck out, flown out, and singled. 1 for 3. That's going to be a ground ball down the first. And that might just do it. And that's going to be the old 3-6-3 double play. Ed gets out of the mess with nobody scoring. We go to the top of the 8th. Yankees got a lot of work to do. They're down by 7. You got the big boys due up. Munson, Jackson, and Chambliss. They got to score some runs here in this 8th to have a shot. Thurman is 0 for 3 today. He did reach on an error. That's going to be a ground ball down to Trammell. And that'll be out number 1. And Reggie Jackson comes to the plate. Reggie is 2 for 3, 2 singles in the game. And that's going to be a rare play. 40 and a 43. And he looks at that, strike one. Reggie didn't like that call. He falls behind on the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Milt. Over to Thompson. And there's two down here in the eighth. And Chris Chambliss comes to the plate. He's 2 for 3 with the only RBI of the game for the Yankees. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. The Yankees go down 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the eighth. And it's an 8-1 game. And that's going to be it for Ed. And he's going to come into the game here. Larry McCall, who just got called up, pun intended, will come into the game here and try to keep this a 7-run game. So Larry McCall is going to come into the game. This is his first appearance of the year. And in 1978, he was 1-1 with a 5.62 ERA. He's got the top of the order due up here. LaFleur, Whitaker, and Staub. LaFleur is 1 for 4 with a stolen base. And that's going to be a fly ball out the center field for out number 1. Whitaker comes up now and lose 1 for 3 in the game. And that's going to be against the righty. That's going to be a base hit in the left field. And the Tigers got a runner on with 1 out. And Rusty Staub comes to the plate. And Rusty's 3 for 4 with a 3-run homer and a double. And that's just what the doctor ordered. That ball's hit down to Stanley. Over to Doyle. Over to Chambliss. 6-4-3 double play. And that'll end the 8th. Can the Yankees have a miracle here and get back in this game and tie it up? Keep it alive. Trailing by 7. The bottom part of the order due up. Thomas and Johnstone and Staley. Here's the pitch to Gary. And that's going to be against the righty. That'll be a base hit. So Gary gets on board here with a leadoff single. And Jay Johnstone comes up. That'll get the bullpen stretching a little bit here. And Jay is 0 for 3 today. And that's going to be against the righty. A 10. And that's going to be back-to-back singles. All of a sudden, the Yankees' bat's coming alive here in the 9th. Fred Stanley's up now. First and second, nobody out. Fred is 1 for 3, struck out twice and single. And he gets a hold of this, and that's going to be against the righty. That's going to be an 8, and that's going to be a single in the center field. Gary's got decent speed, nobody out. Can he score here? 5. It'll be a 54. So he's going to score with no throw. And Jay's going to probably stop. Will Jay stop at second? That's the question. On 30, he's going to go to third on a 30. What the hell? That'll be a 56 or lower. And he barely makes it in there. So that's an RBI single by Staley. And now you got first and third and nobody out. Back to the, well, no, we're not. We got Brian Doyle up now. First and third. And, well, we have a pitch hitter here for Brian. That is the question. Yep. Garcia's going to come out of the dugout here. Pitch hit for Doyle. And if they're lucky enough to get back in this game, he'll stay in and play second. So Garcia making his first appearance of the year for the Yankees. 1978, he was batting 195 with no homers and 1 RBI. First and third, nobody out. Here's the pitch to Garcia. And that's going to be a base on balls. And that is going to be it for WILCOX. One swing of the bat, and the Yankees are back in this game. So WILCOX not going to get out of this ninth inning. Let's see here. We've got a switch hitter, and then our lefty due up. And Burnside's going to come in the game. So Burnside will come in the game. Just looking at that bullpen, that's what the Yankees got to do. They got to get to this bullpen. The bullpen is not very good at all. Wait a second, Burnside ain't even available. Burnside's not even available. Hold on here. Not going to be Burnside. Their bullpen's actually very good. And let's see here. Heller's not going to. Sykes is going to come in the game. Yeah, their bullpen ain't bad at all. Oh, looking at the wrong part here. So Sykes is going to come in the game. Try to keep this from getting out of hand and win this game. So where's Sykes at? There he is, Bob Sykes. And Sykes is making his 8th appearance. He's 4-4. Sorry, his 11th appearance. He's 4-4 with a 4.36 ERA. Base is full of Yankees. Lloyd Wright is 0-4. Can he get a big base hit and keep this merry-go-round going? Bases loaded, nobody out. Yankees got 1 run across. Can they get some more? And that's going to be a pop-up. That's going to be a swing and a miss, a big strikeout by Sykes. There is 1 down. Now Greg Nettles is at the plate. Nettles 1-4. Can he deliver here? And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. Can Sykes strike out the 3 batters he faces? It's up to the captain not to have that happen. He's 0-4. He did reach on an error, though. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. He'll fire across the diamond. Let's see here. 61. And he'll go the short way down the second. And that'll end the ball game. The Yankees leave the bases loaded, lose this game 8-2. The Tigers pound them for 2 games in a row. The Yankees on a 3-game losing streak. Take a look here at the box score. The Tigers 8 runs on 14 hits and 2 errors. Yankees 2 runs, 9 hits and no errors. Jackson and Chambliss 2-for-4 along with Staley. The Yankees 2-for-7 with runners in scoring position. Left 10 men on base. Look at the 2-3 hitters. Whitaker 2-for-4, Staub 3-for-5. Then Cochran and Mankowski 2-for-4 and 2-for-3. They were 4-for-14 with runners in scoring position. Rusty with the big 3-run homer. Ed Figueroa loses his 2nd game. He's 12-2. 7 innings, 13 hits, 8 runs, walked 5, struck out 3, and gave up a homer. McCall comes in 1 inning, 1 hit. Milt can't get through that 9th inning. He goes to 4-4, 8 innings, 9 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, struck out 4. Sykes comes in 1 inning, struck out 2. Let's play the rest of the American League games here. You got Baltimore taking on the Red Sox. Homer against the Spaceman Lee. Should be a hell of a game. Can Baltimore keep up their winning ways? Baltimore's been on a winning streak here. Can they help the Yankees out? And they do. Orioles 9 runs, 16 hits, and 3 errors. The Red Sox 3 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. Doug the Sensei had a hell of a game. 3 for 4 with a homer and 3 RBIs. Then you got the Twins, excuse me, taking on the White Sox in Chicago. Excuse me again. And the White Sox beat up on the Twins. 8 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. The Twins 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error. Got the Blue Jays taking on the Indians in Cleveland. And the Blue Jays win 6 runs, 12 hits, 1 error. Indians 4 runs, 13 hits, and no errors. A's taking on Kansas City. Kansas City's been playing some good ball now, too. They're in second place behind the Twins. And the Twins just lost. Can they get a game closer here? And yes, they can. 4 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors. A's 1 run, 4 hits, and 1 error. And it's a doubleheader. They can really pick up some ground. Can they sweep this doubleheader? Dennis Leonard on the mound for Kansas City. Can they sweep the A's here? No, the A's will win a close one and split the doubleheader. 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. The Kansas City 1 run, 5 hits, and no errors. I bet you this game went in extra innings. Nope. Went the distance. Only 9. And now you got the Mariners taking on the Brewers in Milwaukee. Abbott's on the mound against Mike Codwell. That should be a good pitching matchup with these two. Let's see what it comes out to be. Watch it be a blowout. Good pitching matchup. Shuts them out. I'm sure that's what the star's for, the shutout. Yep, it's his second shutout. The Brewers 5 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. The Mariners no runs, 5 hits, and 1 error. And now you got a double hitter here in Texas. It'll be the last 2 games of the American League here on June 23rd. See what happens here in the first game of this doubleheader between the Angels and Rangers. And the Angels win 10 runs, 17 hits, no errors. The Rangers 6 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. Can the Angels sweep this doubleheader? Got Dole Alexander on the mound for the Rangers. And the Rangers come back and split the doubleheader on 7 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. Angels 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. Take a look here at the standings and leaderboard now. In the American League, Yankees are still 8.5 games up on Boston. The Tigers are now 11 games back. The Brewers 14. The Blue Jays are 15. Orioles 17. And the Indians 23.5 games back. And out west, it's getting tighter. The Twins have lost 5 in a row. Kansas City's only a game and a half back. The Rangers 3. The White Sox 3.5. A's 7, Angels 7.5, and Mariners 14.5 games back. Jim Rice is still leading the league in all 3 categories with a .364 average, 24 homers. He's tied now with Gorman Thomas. Gorman's got 24 homers on the year now, and Rice with 77 RBIs on the year. And John Matlock is leading the league with a 1.68 ERA. Ed Figueroa's got 12 wins to lead the league, and Goose with his 18 saves. Jim Rice is leading in the MVP voting, and Ed Figueroa still leading in the Cy Young. Can the Yankees snap this 3-game losing streak? Let's see who's on the mound for the Yankees in game number 3 of this 4-game series. And see who's on the mound for the Tigers on June 24th. Ken Clay going up against Jim Slatton. Let's see if the Yankees can get a win here. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell and like button. None of it costs you anything. Till next time, you all have a great day and take care.